All right, let's look at The Simpsons.
Okay.
Your second
Yeah.
choice.
Da, 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 da. You just hear those four chord progression, and everybody knows what it is.
Yep, yep. And I mean, musically speaking, actually, there's some really interesting stuff. I won't get into the theory of it, but there's some really cool the intervals that he uses there. This is by Danny Elfman, is it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Danny Elfman.
Danny Elfman, he uses some really cool, obscure intervals in there that really for the theme of a song, for the song of a show. The fact that they said, "Yeah, let's do that," is so cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. Because yeah, I think like it starts off with like an off note or something weird like that. It's so
He does
strange.
like an augmented fourth in there, which is nobody uses it. It used to be like hundreds of years ago, was referred to as the devil's interval, you know, because it's really odd. So it was considered to be completely unmusical.
Yeah, but yeah, The Simpsons. I mean, this is just completely iconic. This is like defines a whole generation of people, myself included. Like my dad was always busy with work, and I was at school at the same time, so we didn't have a lot of time to spend together. But Sunday from 6 until 7, we would sit down, eat, and watch The Simpsons together. That was our thing.
Wow, that's interesting. I mean, for me, I knew about Danny Elfman because of Oingo Boingo, and yes, as you can
Yeah.
see, I'm that old. So, but there was a movie, Weird Science, and the
Oh yeah,
only
weird science.
exactly, which was Oingo Boingo, which is Danny Elfman. Once before he went solo and started writing just in his own on his own name, it was Oingo
Yeah,
Boingo that did that.
because I think the first movie score he did after Oingo Boingo was that the Batman theme? I think it was the Batman score he did.
Was that
89.
was that before Edward Scissorhands?
Yeah, because Edward Scissorhands was 91.
Oh, there you go. So yeah, I mean, so it's he jumped from being in not a hugely successful band that was signed. I mean, they had a major label signing, but
Yeah.
they weren't hugely successful. They did one song for a movie, which I don't know. I mean, maybe you could tell me how well Weird Science did, but I don't remember it
Weird
being
Science
huge.
did pretty well. And I made a mistake. I don't think his first individual theme was the Batman. That was his first major, but I think the first one he did was oh, why can't I remember the name of the movie now? Oh, Pee Wee Herman's Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
And, that was a pretty big hit considering how strange that movie was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. I mean, I love Pee Wee. I mean,
Has
I'm not
anyone
talking
left any
about later on
messages for
in his
me?
life,
Not
but
that I know of, Mr. Herman. I love that. All right, so this guy, he's gone on to become one of the big names, right? Like, um, after that, what are the big movies that he's done? I don't know if you know.
oh well, I mean, basically you just follow the director Tim Burton, and you're going to find Danny Elfman's stuff. Really,
Fair. Him and the three of them. If you add Johnny Depp to the mix,
yeah, it was
I
the trio.
I love
You
what you
follow their
said.
careers, you're going to find out what they did.
I didn't know this. I read this from your notes. I'm reading it as I say it. The theme was inspired after Frank Zappa and listening to the offbeat arrangement of the song. Um, you did you know that because you listened to it, or did you look that up and find that?
Well, I knew this before we decided to talk about this, but I didn't know about that from listening to the music.
Hmm.
I found it something online years ago about it, but you hear Frank Zappa and then you hear The Simpsons, and it kind of like, why didn't I come to that conclusion earlier? It
Yeah,
totally makes sense.
yeah. That just that. When I didn't know that, but when I read your note here, I went, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes total sense. Frank Zappa and like this theme. And the other thing about The Simpsons is, I think this is just my personal opinion. I don't think this was maybe intended by him. Is that it feels like the different parts of the song goes with the different main characters of the song. So you have like the tuba boom 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 boom. I think that's meant to be Homer. It's kind of
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
loving oafish kind of feel to it. And then
Right.
you have the that's Bart going crazy, being very mischievous. Then you
Hmm.
have like the saxophone part of Lisa, obviously her love of blues and being like the science mind. And then everything fills in. It's kind of like Marge because she's having to control the whole family.
Right. I mean, I don't know how that came together, but I know watching an interview with Mel Blanc years ago on David Letterman, he was talking about how he used to do the voices and all of that stuff, and then they would animate to match. Like, so he read the dialogue, but then they would
Yeah,
animate to match up with his sound. So I
yeah,
wonder
yeah.
if,
That's what they did.
yeah, maybe oh, that is what they did, or you think maybe?
That's what they did.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
Actually, if you have time, I've got a great Mal Blanc story. A
I
very
love
short
Mel
one.
Blanc. For those who are
Okay,
watching and
so
don't know, Mel Blanc
oh yeah.
started out in the 1930s, 40s. He was doing voicing for before Bugs Bunny and all that stuff. He was doing the Jack Benny show. He was doing Fibber
Mhm.
McGee and Molly and a bunch of old what do you call
Talk
it? Old time
radio
radio.
shows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sitcoms. Yeah.
And of course, he's most known for doing cartoon voices, most
All of them.
notably Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
Now, the story I heard, and actually I just heard this. Funny, this is a total coincidence because I just heard this actually last night when I was
Oh
kind of
wow.
in my house.
Okay.
I was listening to Gilbert Godfrey podcast, which is awesome, by the way, if you've never listened to it.
I've not.
But they were talking about stories about Mel Blanc.
Hmm.
And one story is that he got in a car crash and was actually in a coma.
Hmm.
And the doctor come in and is like, Mr. Blank, can you hear me? Mr. Blank, can you hear me? No response. He's in a coma. Can you hear me? And then I think one of Blanks or the producer gave him an idea. It's like, try saying this to him. He's like, Bugs Bunny, can you hear me? Bugs Bunny, can you hear me? Apparently, Blank woke up saying, what up, Doc?
Wow.
As
From
soon
his
as he came
coma.
out of the coma, he associated himself with being the character of Bugs Bunny's voice more than his own name.
That I it doesn't surprise me because it was so natural for him, and I remember seeing what's the guy from The Simpsons who does Moe the bartender and a bunch of other.
Oh, is that Harry Shearer?
No, Harry Shearer. Actually, Harry Shearer was on the Jack Benny show in the 40s as well, but that's another story. But
Okay,
Greco something.
not Hank Azaria then.
Hank Azar, you've got it. I don't know where I got
Okay.
Greco, but Hank Azar, he was talking about Mel Blanc and talking about how he would have Sylvester the cat
Hmm.
imitating Bugs Bunny. So imagine one of your characters imitating another one of your characters. So you have to like blend together those two things. What's up, Doc? And and he said,
That would be crazy.
hey, and he said, as a voice actor, that is a level 5 times above what most people can do with their voices.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've gone off way off topic, which
Sorry, we've
is
gone way off. Yeah.
I typically do. So if I if I do it again, let me know.